I'm Mason Marangella from Vertex Effects. Today I'm here to show you the Vertex Access Wah, and this is the NOS version of the Access Wah, which means that it includes many new old stock parts. Many of these parts I have to hand make. So one example of something that I wind by hand with vintage style wiring and vintage wire size is the inductor, which is one of the more important components to give a wah-wah its sound. I hand wind those so that they saturate at the correct point that a vintage wah-wah would. The other really important thing that I like to mention also that differentiates a new old stock wah from others is the type of taper that you're using for your pot. I have a custom-made iCar S taper pot, and that lends itself to a lot of those vintage tones that you may have heard on Hendrix or Cream and Clapton records where wah-wahs were prominent and featured. I'm going to take you through a couple of different sounds that can be achieved through the Access Wah, and I'm also going to talk about the additional control that I've added on here that you wouldn't typically find in a vintage or NOS style wah, which is the body control, which adjusts the input impedance of the wah so that you can better match single coil and higher output humbucker pickups with it. Often with wah-wah pedals, when you use high output pickups, it tends to saturate too quickly and you don't get a clear tone from the wah. If you desire that saturated tone, you have the ability to do so, but if you don't, you also have the ability to back it down so that you can have it work best with your guitar and amplifier. So I'm going to start right now with the body control put right in the middle. There's a detent in this pot right in the center. So right now it's in the middle. This is kind of the stock sound that you would get from it. And right now I'm demonstrating it with a single coil pickup. Now I'm going to demonstrate this exact same lick with a humbucker pickup. So you can hear there when we went to the humbucker, it's a little bit more throaty. It tends to break up a little bit more. What I'm going to do now is dial the body control all the way back so that you can hear how that affects how the amplifier distorts and how the wah-wah distorts as a result. So I'm going to bring it all the way back toward me. I'm going to go back to the single coil and play that again. So you can hear already there, it's a little bit thinner sounding, and that's what happens when we add the control in and we bring it back. Now I'm going to go to the humbucker pickup, play a similar lick, and you can hear how it also sounds a little bit thinner. The humbucker is not going to distort the wah-wah as much as it did when it was set further forward. So you can hear it has a lot more clarity here. If I were using a humbucker pickup for this sort of scenario, I would definitely want to dial the body control back if I wanted the most clarity. But if I wanted to have more of a girthier, throatier sound, I would bring it forward. Now I'm going to take you to the most extreme setting where I bring the body control to its maximum setting. And with single coil pickups, this can sound very good. Sometimes for some people it can be too overwhelming with a humbucker, but I'll start first with the single coil so you can hear how that sounds. So you could hear there that it definitely had more throatiness, it sounded more forward, it was a little more aggressive. If you wanted something that would cut a little bit more in the mix, that may be a place where you'd want to set it with a single coil. I'm now going to do the same exact setting with a humbucker. You're going to notice here that it sounds pretty aggressive. It's going to distort a lot more than the single coil pickup. And for some people this could be a great tone, but I'll let you be the judge. So here it is. So that is the Vertex Access Wah, the new old stock edition, NOS. If you'd like to know more about this product, you can visit my website at vertexeffects.com.